If you combined Walt Disney and Steven Spielberg into one video game designer, the result would be Shigeru Miyamoto, the legendary creator of game franchises like Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda, and his latest, Wii Sports. Over the next half hour, we're going to take you through the career of the man who not only revived the video game business in the mid-1980s, but who's still recruiting new gamers one Wiimote at a time. It's all right here on Gamehead's tribute to Shigeru Miyamoto.
Tonight on Gamehead, it's me, Mario, woohoo! And my favorite game designer, Shigeru Miyamoto, Papa, with a special tributes by Mega64, Kotaku, and the Game Jew. I like that guy's outfit. Plus, Game Trailers goes to the I Am 8-Bit Art Gallery and downloads their top 3 videos of me, Mario. Whee!
Good morning. Thank you for your kind welcome.
Shigeru Miyamoto is widely regarded as the most respected video game designer in the industry. He is the father of, I think, most people's video game playing experience.
He's responsible for what the video game industry is today. He pretty much started the way things are going right now.
He gave us the side-scroller, the 2D platformer, the 3D platformer.
People think, like, Mario, oh, he invented Mario. Well, that's great because it's an iconic figure, but that really just scratches the surface of what he actually has done for this industry.
Why don't you tell us a bit about your starting days at Nintendo?
Right around the time that I joined the company, Space Invaders was extremely popular, and so they ended up putting me on the task of drawing pixel art for some of the early video games that they were working on. But we ended up with a game that had been developed that ended up not selling very well in the arcades. And so we had a lot of extra units laying around that we needed to figure out what we were going to do with. And so someone approached me and said, we need to create a game to use up these arcade machines that haven't sold well. So why don't we work on this together? And so I started by kind of drawing the art for my game and working as a director on it. And that game turned into Donkey Kong, which ended up selling rather well and led to my career that I have today.
From my understanding, essentially pre-Nintendo, this guy, I mean, he sounds like he was not exactly like the top of the class. You know what I mean? I hate to say it because obviously he's a genius. But you know, he started out and like his father got him a job at this place, you know, and they kind of like gave him this project that it sounds like nobody else would do. It was almost like he was waiting for video games to come along to give his life a purpose.
After the success of Donkey Kong in the arcade, Shigeru soon helped revive the US gaming industry when the Nintendo Entertainment System warp-zoned its way into America's households.
You really could argue that Miyamoto and Nintendo single-handedly brought back the US video game industry. I mean, in 1983, there was a huge crash. The industry was declared dead. It was a fad. It was another pet rock. It was another hula hoop. When Nintendo released the Nintendo Entertainment System in 1985 in America, which came bundled with the first Mario game, within 5 years, 1 in 4 American households had purchased this system.
How would the industry have done without Miyamoto? Well, it would have lacked its biggest icons. It would have lacked Super Mario, it would have lacked Zelda, it would have lacked Donkey Kong, and by not having those games that people were able to fall in love with and really develop a connection to, it just would have been, you know, another appliance industry.
You know, a lot of people talk about Miyamoto's work and the same things keep getting brought up, Pikmin 1, Pikmin 2, but what people don't realize is he brought us the greatest racing simulator ever created, Wave Race 64.
If you ask a person to name 3 geniuses, they will probably say Albert Einstein, Michael Jordan, Emily Dickinson. What did Michael Jordan or Albert Einstein ever do that was better than Wave Race 64?
Nothing. I've been known to dabble in some Wave Race fan art now and then.
Shigeru Miyamoto? I guess you can say we're a fan.
Okie dokie, next on Gamehead, Miyamoto tells us what Nintendo character he can most relate to. I wonder if it's me, Mario. Game Trailers goes to the I Am 8-Bit Art Gallery, and still to come, Jeff and Shigeru play a little game. Mamma mia! Woohoo!
It's time for the UView Question of the Week. Miyamoto has brought a countless list of memorable characters to the gaming world, but who's his greatest creation? Mario, Link, Donkey Kong, or Pikmin? Be sure to place your vote at gamehead.spiketv.com.